Hello and welcome to Alps Panorama. So I know usually this series has been just a time lapse, and that's pretty much my intention with this series. But unfortunately, I was recording for about an hour. I did some fertilizing and then I started seeding, as you'll see here in a minute. And my game did its thing. I don't know if you would call it crashing. Hold on, I have to move my cat. I don't know if you'd call it crashing. What happens is it's like I just lose control of everything. And I was just finished seeding the field up here. As you'll see, we are in the middle of it. And I just lose control of everything. And the only way for me to get out of the game is to Control-Alt-Delete out of the game. Or sometimes it actually freezes well, it doesn't freeze the computer, but I can't get out of the game. I can't do anything besides sit in the game and watch my tractor drive off into the distance. And so we're gonna have to change this up a bit. So as you can see, we have done a good chunk of the field, and I did it all by myself. I followed the way the worker goes, and I just kept going up and down. But as I said, I was at the very end of the field. I got it all done. We're going to park this fertilizer here because we're going to need to fertilize after we are done with the field. But I was done with the entire field, had it all seeded, and yeah, the game did its little crash thing. So we're going to have to start over from here. Whoa. Guess that was already down. Which isn't that much. I mean, it's like half the field. So we lost a little bit of work. What really sucks is it would make a crappy time lapse for me to do what I was going to do and then put it in a time lapse, because it would just be, first of all, you'd be like, where did you begin? It would be a little bit confusing. So just to clarify and clear things up a bit, all I did was I took that fertilizer over there and I fertilized the field completely, and then I started doing some seeding of some canola with the direct drill that we have here. And yeah, as I said, I had it all complete. The field was done, and I was just going like this, just finished the last strip of the field, and was turning to go take the tractor back to the farm and pick up the fertilizer. And yeah, that's when it happened. So it's not like you missed much, but as I stated, it would have been really crappy time lapse. It would have been really short. You guys would have been probably a bit confused. I know I would have been. But yeah, we're going to plant canola in this field this time. Last time we had soybean, but we're going to do canola. I think we have canola in a few fields, actually. I just like the way the yellow flowers look before they're ready to be harvested. I think they look cool. Oh, and I would like to take a minute and thank all of my new subscribers. I have 11 subscribers now. I've been doing this for about 2 months, and I never thought I would have got 11 subscribers already, or even in general. It's nice to see that people, I don't know, like to see what I'm doing. Makes me want to keep playing and keep doing this. So, thank all of you, each and every one of you, seriously. Thank you all. But enough of the sappy stuff. But I do appreciate it. So yeah, we're just going to continue doing this. We're going to finish planting some canola, and then we're going to take the fertilizer. That's one of the reasons I brought it up, is because I would have had to go walk and get it. Well, I guess not. I guess I could have picked it up later. Now I'm going to have to walk back and get the tractor. Anyway, I guess I should have thought of that. I just wanted to get over here quickly to show you guys. But we're going to finish seeding, or planting canola, and then we're going to fertilize it again. And if everything goes like it did last time, by that time the weeds should start coming in. And depending on how long this takes, I might throw that in at the end as a time lapse, or I might actually just end the episode, and then the next episode it'll go back to time lapsing. I'm not quite sure yet. I'll have to figure that out here in a little bit. But yeah, it is funny how if you hire a worker here, they have such a hard time figuring out what to do. They get so confused by the shape of the field. And that's probably just because I am new to this, so it's different to me because I'm used to just hiring a worker and having them be able to do exactly what I wanted them to do. And so yeah, it is a lot of manual labor. You're doing a lot of it yourself here, which is good. I'm sure it helps me and all of us get better at actually doing the task at hand, such as seeding at the moment or fertilizing in a minute. The only thing I wish this map had more of was fields, like fully made other fields, so that we could get more contracts, so we could, you know, break up the monotony and also try out other equipment, hire a worker to do our field or hire a worker to do a contract for us so we could get some more income going. Because here, I'll show you. At the moment we only have just a few contracts. We have this one we could sow for 9,000, and then we have 2 transporting and a cultivating. But field 1, if you guys watched in the time lapse, look at the shape of this thing. Yeah, it's like a nightmare of a shape. It's hard to even to do. I mean, it's dang near impossible to have a worker do it, and to do it yourself is just a pain. I don't know what if you were to buy, and that's another thing. If you were to buy these fields, the few fields they have available, then it takes away all the contracts. So then you don't have any contracts to do, period. So it would have been a little nicer. I mean, I'm not bagging or dissing or criticizing the maker of the map. I mean, the map is great, don't get me wrong, but it just would have been nicer to have more contracts available. That's pretty much it. Because I personally haven't done much contracts since I started playing, and I find that because usually I play on maps that have a lot of stuff to do, but this map has some downtime, and in that downtime it's nice to still continue doing things like contract work, and that way you get to try new machinery. So if you're thinking about buying something and you see a contract that comes up that, like say you're gonna buy a John Deere harvester and you would like to try it before you buy it, then you can look for a contract with said harvester, and you get to experience it. So it's kind of like a test drive, and you know, like you go test drive a car. Or I imagine if you were to go buy a harvester and invest that much money into something, you would want to at least try it before you bought it. I don't know if you can. I don't live near farms or farm equipment, but I'd imagine with that much money at stake, then there's gonna be some test driving involved. And last night I did a live stream on this it's called Old Family Farm by G&G Modding, and that's a really cool map. I really like it. But in the live stream I messed up, I guess, because I use OBS to record, and when I was recording I didn't. Okay, so when I record here for you guys, I have my audio settings set up a certain way. So I have my voice on a separate track than the game audio. And when you live stream, you need to have them both on the same track, I guess. I could be wrong, but I am new at this, and so as far as I know, you need to have them on the same track. And previously when I live streamed, I would switch the tracks over so that they were on the same track, but last night I totally spaced it. And so I'm sitting there farming for about an hour. I did the live stream, and I talked to myself because, well, it's not like I'm talking to myself right now, in a sense, but I was talking the entire time I was doing the live stream, yet nobody heard it. I only found out afterwards, because as of now I don't have 2 monitors to view the live stream while I'm doing it. I can only view it on my phone if I want to see if the chat. And that's what I was doing, but I also had the volume on my phone turned down because I don't want the mic to pick up that noise. Well, I didn't want the mic to pick up that noise. And I didn't even realize that you couldn't hear me. So if you watched and I wasn't talking, just know that I was talking, you just couldn't hear it. That should make the episode even funnier. We're nearly done. Just a few more strips to go. And let's hope that it doesn't happen again. But in the last run that I had, I just did that got corrupt. Yeah, see, look right in front of us, you can see the weeds are coming in. So we're gonna need to weed probably. Here, let's check. Yeah, at least this field and this field are both gonna need to be weeded. And yes, we're just gonna use the little weeder that we have. I like the weeders when you don't have huge fields. They're actually quite nice. Hopefully we can get this planted before the weeds rise up here. Because I've noticed if you see, like if you use the seed drill or you cultivate or you do anything and you plow the weeds down in the ground, that it looks like they're gone, but really when the next weed cycle comes around, it's going to put weeds in your crop. And a lot of times the timing of that is horrible because either your crops have grown too tall, they're in too high of a growth stage for you to be able to actually access the weeds, and so they kind of just get stuck in there. Which at that point, a sprayer comes in handy for sure. Yeah, so this is what happened last time. Watch. So I'm gonna finish doing this. I'll turn around. Gotta turn the headlights on. And there's a little teeny bit that we missed. Oh, it didn't happen. Last time there was just this little bit on the edge of the field that I didn't do. And I had to take care of it, and I did. And then I went to fold up the harvester and turn off the lights, and my tractor drove all the way in the distance down there. Yeah, we were about to the mountain. So what we'll do is we'll come over here and we'll grab our fertilizer. Our little Fent. Oh, and in that live stream, the one I did last night, the one on the old family farm, I don't normally do this because I like everybody to be able to follow along, but I actually went on to one of the mod sites that you can get for PC mods, and I installed quite a few mods actually, just like old tractors, like old John Deeres and stuff, which for a person that's new to all this stuff like me was almost a headache in itself because I didn't know the old tractors didn't have 3-point hitches. So I download all this stuff and I go into the map to try it, and a lot of it just didn't work. Like you can't put a fertilizer on, and just a whole bunch of weird stuff that for someone like me who's new was a total shocker. But as the times change in real life, we learn to do things differently, and I'd say a 3-point hitch is one of those things we've learned. And if you guys can hear that, I'm sorry, my bird was just out of his cage. He's a little hyped up. He gets happy, and then he just keeps. He thinks he's talking to us right now. I believe he's telling us about it. Man, these weeds came in quickly. We're growing a weed farm, giving them fertilizer, taking good care of our weeds. This is another question I have. In real life, okay, so let's say we had a crop of anything. Let's just use canola like we have now. Let's say we had a crop of canola and it just barely sprouted like this, and we didn't have any fertilizer in the ground. If we were to cultivate it in, that would give us a stage of fertilizer, wouldn't it? I mean, I would imagine it does, because the plants are biodegradable. They would start transferring their nitrogen and everything that's inside of them into the ground, like mulch does, like when we mulch things. And wouldn't that be, so if we were to mulch, or, you know, put these weeds back into the ground, holy crap, wouldn't that be a stage of fertilizer? Or are weeds different? I don't, you know, like, so if we took the weeder that we have and we go over the top, it like drags, oh, maybe it's because it drags the weeds out and it doesn't actually put them in the ground. I didn't think of that. But even if we were to have a field of weeds and then you were to cultivate it into the ground, wouldn't that in a sense make a stage of fertilizer? I don't know. I'm probably wrong. But that's just how I imagined it. It's getting dark. Oh, I just turned off the tractor. I meant to turn on the lights. My bad. Gotta reverse. Wrong button, Freki. Alright, so it's hard to see where we've been. Are we getting everything? I think so. We're just gonna have to do another strip up here. Yeah, so we probably should get weeding, because if I don't weed, here I have the time set up to ×5, but I'm gonna turn that down just so we don't get overtaken by weeds. I know if I was to go sleep through the night, that the weeds would probably be in the next stage by now. Or not by now, but by morning. And that would give us some problems, because I don't have a sprayer. And the $51,000 we have at the moment is actually not ours. It's the bank's money. Because I think we have a $150,000 loan at the moment because of all the equipment that I purchased at the beginning. And then I don't think buying a bigger harvester helped us. Well, it did help us, don't get me wrong, it helped us in the harvesting speed and the field turnaround speed, but I don't think it helped us in the money department. Here, let's just check. Yeah, see, if you look down at the bottom, the loan is $150,000. And we only have $50,000. So we are in debt up to our heads. I usually try to play without debt, without getting any bank loans, and I try not to lease things as well. I think we missed a little bit over here. We're just going, yeah, see right up at the very tip here, there's just a little bit we didn't fertilize, so we're going to grab that. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to head back to our farm and grab the weeder. And we have to use this tractor for the weeder because the crops are growing in, and yeah, as you guys all probably know, if we drive on it with the other tires, it's just going to crush our crop. So we'll leave this tractor here for now at least. And we will start with weeding our field that is closest. I think it's another field of canola. For some reason I'm on a canola kick, but I think it's a field of canola. And yeah, right here, it's full of weeds. So we'll get that. Whoa. I also need to invest in a power washer and a shop. A little repair shop and stuff. Modification station, whatever you'd like to call it. So we'll just park our fertilizer in the fertilizer department. Nah, but just where I normally park it. Lower it down, drop it off, and we will go over and get that weeder. That was another thing I bought. And then the dang lime spreader. You have to have a special spreader for lime, and that thing is a pricey thing. I don't have a front weight. Probably should get one. Which tractor does have a front weight? Do you have a front weight? You do. Okay. So disconnect, turn you on. We're just going to drive this tractor forward a bit and drop off the front weight. And we'll come pick it up on our way out. And we will back up and just hook this back up. Alright, let's grab our tractor. I don't really know if you need the weight for a weeder, but you might. I actually need to paint these weights. I like to paint them a brighter color so that I'm able to pick them out, or like see them on the map. When they're this black color or gray color, I always they kind of get lost, for me at least. I can't keep track of them very well. So I'm going to attempt to do this weeding on my own, but it's very hard for me to see the weeds when we have other things growing, especially now that it's nighttime. But like I said, we have to get this done at nighttime, because if we wait till morning, I'm pretty positive that the weeds will be in the second growth stage, and then we would just be stuck with weeds. What do the weeds take down? I can't remember where you see it. Let's see. Does it tell us here? I don't think so. Harvest. Shop. AI helper. Yeah. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they take away quite a bit of your profits or your yield. So they're a bit of a nuisance, which I'm sure in real life they're just as annoying, so. I mean, you don't want to go harvest a big field of canola or wheat or anything and have a whole bunch of weeds in there. You probably have to pick through them. Could you imagine even having this big of a field, like back in the day before we had farm equipment, and then having weeds? You'd have to go out and break your back picking it all up. Oh, we missed one, didn't we? Hold on, let's see. Right, just this one weed. Can you see it right there? One of these does not look like the other. We're gonna have to go back and grab that thing. Alright. We have to go back for the one straggler. That's him right there. We didn't miss any more, did we? We missed a whole line. Well, just a few. Hey, at least it wasn't. We didn't go back for just one. So yeah, I'm thinking the best bet is we're going to hire a worker, and what we're going to do while they take care of this field is we're going to run up and grab that tractor and take it back to the farm. So, let's try to find, I think I can see a line right here. Probably wrong. But we'll hire a worker. Let's just check on the map. Yeah, it's getting it. Alright, so we'll leave. Sorry, didn't mean to get in your way there. And we will run up the hill here and grab our tractor. And our seeder. It'd probably be nice to have a sprayer for this field. Maybe we'll have to invest in one eventually. Because of its shape, because if we hire a worker, which like you guys can see, I need to do that when things are growing, and especially when it's nighttime, then the worker just does like, they act real funny. They have a very hard time figuring it out. So here we go. Oh, and in the live stream and stuff, I also discussed this. I changed my field of view. At first, I changed it up to like, I think it was 75, and it looked a bit funny. Well, at least to me, it looked funny. So I changed it back down to, or I can't remember exactly what it starts out at, but I changed it to, I think I have it set at 65 right now. And it looks pretty good. You can see out the side windows and stuff. Looks about right. Like if you were really driving the tractor, I'd imagine. Yeah, we really need a power washer. This thing's filthy. Oh, I have to turn the lights off. It's kind of funny how you can't turn the lights off unless the tractor's on. There we go. And I don't know if you guys saw, if you guys watched in the time-lapse videos, we got this nice Massey Ferguson. Make short work of our fields. One of the reasons I got it is because if a harvesting job comes up on these fields, like let's say field 4 needed to be harvested, which it probably will here soon. We can buy a corn header, or we can buy the appropriate header, or use all one we currently have, and we will be able to just use our equipment, which will save us a little money. But then again, I'm not sure if it does, because for example, let's just look. If we use this, it's only going to cost us $1,000 to lease all their equipment. Well, then you have to buy all the seeds, of course. But let's just say for this one, it's going to cost us $379 to use their equipment, which sucks. I mean, you take $379 out of $1,367, you're only getting about $900 to do that field. But then you don't have the wear and tear on your own equipment. So I'm not sure which way would be better, honestly. Let's go grab our tractor. Our worker's probably about done. If not, we can finish the strip over here on the side. I'm pretty sure I can handle that. Come here. Oh, I know. You were gonna do it, but we don't need you anymore. Thank you, though. I think we got it from here. Let's just check. I put it on cruise control. And we're gonna check and make sure that it's getting all the weeds out of it. It missed one little spot, or we missed one little spot. That's fine. We also missed a little spot of fertilizer here, a little spot of fertilizer there. I think we have just a whole bunch of canola planted right now. Yeah, it's all canola. Man, I need to change things up. I usually do a lot of soybean, so I guess I'm a creature of habit. Aren't we all in some sense, though? So yeah, we're just gonna park this, drop off the weeder. Or we're not even gonna drop it off, we're just gonna park it for now. And we'll probably wrap up the episode here, and I'll take care of the other field in a time lapse. Whoa. And maybe by then there'll be some new contracts, hopefully. So we can do a little bit more. We're gonna lower the weeder down though, so it's not resting the weight on the tractor. Can't imagine that's good for it. So yeah. That's gonna be it for now. Sorry about I really apologize about the crash, or the little mishap I had earlier. But hopefully this makes up for it and it clarifies everything. Everybody knows what's going on. Not skipping any parts, not on purpose anyway. And yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and you have a wonderful day.